Big the Cat. You're familiar with this guy if you've ever played Sonic Adventure. Many people complain about his fishing gameplay, and while I agree it doesn't really fit in a Sonic game, get good. It only takes like 20 minutes to finish his story once you figure out shaking your fishing line with left and right gets Frog's attention and holding down makes your line fall slower. But you read the title of the video, we're not here to talk about Sonic Adventure 1 today. Big also makes cameos all over the sequel, and while this was definitely just done as a silly little Easter egg, the places where you find him raise a lot of questions. His first appearance in Adventure 2 is in City Escape, running from the gun truck as it either drives past him or runs him over. He can also be seen in Wild Canyon, however re-releases of the game replace him with an out-of-bounds ring. Various cutscenes even have hidden Big cameos that appear when you press the jump button at the right times. However, I'm not going to do an exhaustive list of every Big the Cat hiding place because that's been done to death. I'm just going to pick out some of my favorites and overthink them because that sounds funnier. In Metal Harbor, Big is fishing atop one of these metal tanks, and again in Green Forest. Seems pretty normal at first, but... oh. He's dead. Except not really, because here he is in Pyramid Cave. How did he survive that explosion? Did he swim away, take a boat, steal another aircraft? In Final Rush, he's on the fucking Space Colony Ark. How did he get here? Sure, I could believe he lost one of his 9 lives in that explosion on Prison Island. Okay.
Who's your favorite fearless hero?
But how the hell did he make his way to a space colony that was abandoned decades ago? Why is he here? Did Froggy hop on the spaceship Sonic and his friends were on? You know what? Let's talk about something else. Ever heard of the Mandela effect? You know, the idea that something is different from how you remembered it when you could swear your memory was correct? Okay, cool. Now then, anyone who's spent any amount of time in Sonic Adventure 2's Chow Garden remembers the Chow Key, which is found in every stage and gives you access to the Chow Garden as whichever character you were playing as. Now, I first played Sonic Adventure 2 on the Nintendo GameCube, and that thing was basically my Sonic machine, as I had just about every Sonic game I could ask for on it. Anyway, at one point, I lost my copy of the game, and a few years passed, so I decided to pick up the version of the game on the PlayStation Store. I played through City Escape, and everything was just like how I remembered it, except for one thing. Sonic's life icon looked weird, but that's not what the story's about. I got to this part in the level where you're given a Chow Key, then I got hit by an enemy, and I was surprised when I didn't drop the key. I could have sworn that the Chow Key got dropped when you got hit by an enemy. I just assumed this was a quality of life improvement added to a later release of the game, and just went on with it. Another few years passed and I learned about this cool thing that lets me play GameCube games on my Wii U through Homebrew called Nintendo. If none of those words made any sense to you, all you need to know is that this is how I was able to replay the GameCube version of the game I had all those years ago. I got the Chow Key in this version with the knowledge of the PS3 version, and I still kept it after getting hit. No matter what version of the game I played, this rule that I thought was in the game just didn't exist. I spent so many years of my life thinking that getting hit meant losing the Chow Key, but it was a total fabrication. And then one day, out of complete and utter boredom, I decided to replay Sonic Heroes. Remember how I said my GameCube was basically my Sonic machine? Well, Sonic Heroes was one of the games I had for it, and this was the missing piece of the puzzle my mind had created. In Sonic Heroes, there's also a key you can collect in a level. It takes you to a special stage where you can get a Chaos Emerald after the level's over. However, unlike the Chow Key in Sonic Adventure 2, getting hit with this key does make you lose it. I know this may seem like a small, very minor thing that doesn't really matter, but realizing this blew my damn mind. It wasn't the Chow Key in Adventure 2, it was the special stage key in Heroes. Something I was confused about for so many years finally made sense. I wasn't going insane, probably. I just mixed up 2 similar ideas in 2 similar games. I'm gonna end this video by talking about something in Sonic Adventure 2's ending that I thought about a little while ago. Let me set the stage for a moment. The year is 2001, and the Sega Dreamcast is not very successful. Given the circumstances, it's possible that Sega won't be around for much longer. But hey, at least there's a new Sonic game on the horizon. By the time it comes out, the Dreamcast has already been discontinued for a few months, and Sega hasn't announced any plans for a new console. So you've got the new Sonic game, Sonic Adventure 2, in your hands, and with the knowledge of everything that I just talked about, you ask yourself, is this going to be the last Sonic game to come out? You pop the game in your Dreamcast, you play the game, you're having a good time, going fast, blowing up robots, spending 20 minutes in mad space because the hint system in this level is backwards, and you get to the final boss. Sonic and Shadow save the Earth, with Shadow sacrificing himself in the process,
This is what you wanted, right?
you get an ending that has a lot of, as I would put it, series finale energy. It's satisfying as an ending, but it doesn't feel like the ending to this one game. It feels like the ending to the series as a whole. The music is quiet and slow. Knuckles and Rouge talk about what they're gonna do next, and Eggman isn't plotting to take over the world anymore. There's actually cut Eggman dialogue which has a different vibe, possibly changed because it didn't fit the scene very well, or because of my little theory I've got here. The final cutscene ends on this line.
Sayonara, Shadow the Hedgehog.
You could interpret this line as Sonic saying goodbye to the Hedgehog who just sacrificed himself to save the world, but the way I see it, Sonic isn't just saying goodbye to Shadow. He's saying goodbye to, well, you, the audience. This was Sonic's last hurrah, and he wanted to say goodbye to everyone before leaving, possibly forever, as this was the last Sonic game to have ever been released on a Sega console. Of course, Sonic games would continue to come out after Adventure 2, and while I do still love the Sonic series and everything it continues to put out, to me, this scene is Sonic the Hedgehog's series finale. It's bittersweet, but beautiful in its own way, and I will always see it that way.